The video is recording now. The audio will be shortly. Okay, now it is. And we've got it all. We had it all. Oh, we've already done that song.
We do that song a lot.
Yeah. Comes up a lot. All right, here we go.
Yes.
It begins in 3, 2, 1.
Millions of women like yourself suffer from a poor night's rest. Sleeping on your side without proper breast support can be a major culprit.
I surely am not unfond of you, Peggy. I tell you what.
You dump the stream into the morning. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another TMS. That's short for the morning stream for Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. I'm Scott. He's Brian. Good morning.
I am, and you are.
Yes.
And they are as well.
And we are, they are, we all are, and we're up for some Golden Globes. TMS is. It turns out we're getting some Golden Globes.
So I will say that I did watch the first 3 episodes of that last night.
What'd you think?
And, you know what? The critics were pretty accurate with that it ramps up. It feels, I don't know, it feels loose and kind of disorganized at the beginning. I think Steve Carell is great, and I actually think I kind of like Reese Witherspoon in this a lot.
Oh,
but
do you have to block her? Do you have to hold your thumb up to hide her chin while she talks?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Like every time, it's like I put my hand up like this, and it's funny because there's even a chin joke that she makes about herself.
Oh, well, that's self-effacing. I like that.
She's talking about like things that people said about her in the business. And she says, too aggressive, too bitchy, too much chin. Like, all right.
Yeah, so Brian was onto something.
I'm onto something. Even she knows, all right?
Yeah.
But it does ramp up, and it gets really good by the 3rd episode. And it's like, okay, I can't wait to now see what happens with this. So.
Well, if it was my dad trying to hide the chin, you know what he'd do? He'd throw a towel on the TV.
Throw a big towel. This would be a big towel over Reese Witherspoon's chin.
Great big towel. I don't know how his life would be with, the advent of big 70-inch screens and flat screens and stuff.
Oh,
because they're usually backed against a wall or they're mounted or something. In my day, my dad would throw the towel over like a small 17-inch tube, that was like sticking out in the room.
Right. No, this would be quite like wall mounted. You've really got to get enough towel over the back of the flat screen.
Yeah.
So that the front weight of the towel covering the screen doesn't pull the whole thing down. Would he just pretty much think that it doesn't matter because everybody's looking at porn on their phones on the couch anyway while the TV's going on?
I mean, I hadn't considered that, but it's not a bad point. Like, it was a very different time. A lot of different, this was the only screen that commanded our attention when we weren't in movie theaters. So
that's right.
Or arcades, I guess.
Would he have an Echo command, an Amazon Echo command that immediately hides the screen? Like,
that's a good one. He'd just say,
just like
A-word, shut the TV off. And she would shut it off.
And it would be, Alexa, blanket.
Yeah.
Because he'd have a macro setup that does it.
I love it. Yeah, you know what? His weird thinking would meld well in the modern era. Wish he was around to try it. Hey, we got a big show for you folks today. We got all kinds of stuff. Bill's coming in later. Jury.
Cool.
Second episode of that show we just started drops today. Excited to get into that. So there's a lot to go on, but I wanted to get into a couple of things real quick here. Number one, we had a bit of a faux pas. You may even call it a foot paw. I don't know.
A foot paw.
Doesn't really work, but
No.
we had a screw up because Kim, for a sort of joint Christmas present, ordered a foot massager, and apparently a really cool kind, like gets good reviews and does amazing things to your feet. And you can also do your calves because it has a way to like turn around and prop itself up to your calves.
Did she buy it from the Sharper Image? Because I think that's the only place to get anything that does any massaging.
I mean, it feels like it, but it turns out Amazon's got a ton of these. And this particular one, I forgot the brand, but it's well regarded, and boy howdy does it know how to turn your feet into mush. It's pretty fantastic. It's really strong. It's not just like a put your feet on it and have it go da, 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 da. It's like a real
Right.
and it's got like these inflatable things on each side of your foot that are like squeezing your foot and pushing it down onto the stuff. It's crazy. Anyway, I didn't know about this. She was doing it because she wanted to get us like a little joint present, little nice little, creature comfort kind of thing. And a box shows up. And normally, Brian, when I get a UPS box out on the porch, it's got a big UPS smile on it, logo, or not UPS, Amazon.
Amazon smile. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I'm not. And this time of year, I know not to open anything because I know, gifts. There could be gifts.
Oh,
so
smart. Yeah. I'm not that smart. I just open the things that have my name on it. But
yeah, and we share an account. And they all have my name on it. That's the problem.
Oh, that's the problem. Yeah, okay.
So I have to be careful. So anyway, it comes in. I look at the side of the box. It's not an Amazon box. It's a box that says Blue Moon Massage Foot Massager name thing. I don't remember the exact name. But it has all the names of the thing on it, right?
Sure.
And so I call Kim and I go, hey, did you order a foot massager? And I hear her audibly on the phone go, damn it. Like that. So
There's
anyway,
nothing you could do. The outside of the packaging, like it's not like you.
it's not my fault.
But you're supposed to put a blindfold on, fumble your way out to the front porch, pick up anything that's there, put it in a dark closet, and then close, and then take off your blindfold. Come on.
Every day, I do it every day. Blindfold, feel my way out there. See what speaking of, that's so funny. I just got a boop boop on my phone saying your Amazon package will be delivered Tuesday, December 10th.
Usually, when you order stuff on Amazon, there's a little warning that comes up that says this project is this product is shipped in its actual packaging, and outside labels may give away its contents or something like that. There's like a warning you get when you order.
Okay, that's on Kim then, because she placed the order. She didn't notice that, and now spoiler, I got a foot massager. So she decides, oh, what the crap! Now you know what it is. Let's just open it and use it. So now we've opened it.
Sure.
And we've had it out, and people have been putting their feet in there, and it's great. Now, here's the thing.
Sure.
Yesterday I decide, I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to do it once early in the day. I'm going to do a nice ease in there, no problem, job, do the feet. And then later in the day, I'm going to do a really hard one before bed. I'm going to do a hard one, Brian, before bed.
Sure. Boy, there's nothing that can get edited out of that to make good mashup material.
Right. And it's, Gene makes a good point. Waiting for Scott to have a problem that other people are putting their feet in there. I don't mind familial feet, no problem. Bring it on. Kim, the kids, even like her sisters, whoever. I don't care. Mm-hmm. That's not a problem. Mm-hmm. Where I would have a problem is people who I cannot verify their lifestyle. So if it's like, a dude at the mall, and those mall ones you put change in them, and they're like a little chair and they massage
it's basically just a recliner, and it's basically while your wife is in Pandora, you basically just. Yeah. All right, great. I'll just go to the massager. Let me hold all the bags.
I actually literally did that last time. That's so funny you brought that up, because last time I was in the mall, my wife was shopping and I decided to get a thing. But those make me nervous because I don't know who's been sitting in those things.
I could have told you exactly why I thought it would make you nervous.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, other people have been sitting in this.
Yeah, I don't like that. But at home, it's no big deal here. I don't care. Bring your feet. You know what? Even if we have people over for dinner, it's fine. We know them. Put your feet in. Here. This is for your feet. Put them in. I mean, you're supposed to wear socks. It tells you that on the thing. So that's one layer of protection.
They're at least the ones in the mall, people are fully dressed.
Yeah.
I mean, socks are even close. Somebody's stinky socks, you're okay even if you know them. You're okay with their stinky sock feet in your massager.
I mean, if you're asking me if I'd prefer it not to be, I absolutely prefer it not to be. But if somebody whips off their shoes at a dinner party and says, "Hey, I'm gonna try your massager," and I suddenly notice, who opened the bag of Doritos in here? I'm gonna allow it probably, because
sure.
What am I gonna do? Make a scene? Sorry, your feet smell like Doritos. Get out of here. You can't put your feet in my thing.
I just picture you pacing nervously on the other side of the room, constantly looking over. You about done? Pretty good, huh? Yeah. Let me go. Shall we? Let's get your shoes back on. Let's go for a walk or something.
Yeah, let's go outside. Let's do that for the duration of your visit.
Right.
So, anyways, what was my point? I forgot the point. I forgot what I was going to say about it. So I did the second treatment, right? I went in there.
Yes, you wanted a nice hard one right before bed.
Yeah, and that thing is so strong, it just about brings you to tears on the hardest setting. So you can turn this thing. Really? There's like three settings, three intensity settings, and
Yeah.
then a bunch of different things. But they all take about 10 minutes. And this hard one is so rough that when the bags on the sides of your feet squeeze in and inflate with air, it's so tight that even if I wanted to, I can't. There's no way I'm getting my foot out of there. Like, it's stuck. It's in there.
Wow. Okay.
And
So if this thing stopped running for some reason, like the powered source died, disconnected, you can't shoot through the cable while your leg was in there.
there would be a way. You'd have to take a knife and you'd have to pierce the airbags, and then you could get out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that's the only way you could do it. So hopefully there's some deflation thing.
Does it come with a safe word?
Yeah. Yes, it's let's see, what should it be? What's a good safe word for a foot massager?
Chinchilla.
Yeah,
Chinchilla.
Chinchilla. Why is Dad screaming chinchilla in the living room? I don't know. But anyway, it was so good. Oh my gosh, I just want to recommend one of these, man. Like, it is like I don't have like foot problems or anything.
Sure.
Like pain or joints or anything, but I do have this weird thing I get when I run or jog, and when I'm done, I have this strange little like almost like a hot burning tendon thing that takes a few hours to go away. Ever since I started to do this, that is gone. Poof. History. Don't have a burning tendon anymore. No more burning tendon. Gone. So,
interesting. I wonder how that stuff is with plantar fasciitis.
well,
'Cause
Kim
I
claims
had-
that in 3 days it's cured hers. She has it, and
Get out.
Yeah,
Really?
she claims it's gone. She can't feel it anymore. So I'm just saying, Brian. You know what? I'm going to send you a link to the one I got.
Wow. All right.
This is the most like middle-aged guy thing to do in the world. I'm going to tell you. You know, you really ought to try this foot massager I got.
Well, no, what would be the middle-aged thing to do would be to use your phone to take a picture of the Amazon screen and then text that to me,
that's
as opposed
true.
to
That's true.
sending me a link.
Yeah, and then you'd have to go find it by yourself or have one of your kids do it. You're
Yeah.
right.
Interesting.
Here else.
Yeah, there's a lot of these that claim to be good for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you in the thing, and then you can decide on your own what you think of that. But
There it is, right there.
I've been slightly blown away by it, and
Oh,
I don't know what I expected. I usually, whatever home remedy style things. This one just got, this one's just like it's a workhorse, and when you're in the basement, you can hear it upstairs because it's just like. There's a vibration mode where it'll go, brrr, and all the dogs go.
it sounds like like a trash truck is coming down the street or something.
Yeah, it's something else. There it is, Chad. I put it in there if you want to see it as well.
That's cool. All right.
Anyway, the very thoughtful gift from my wife turned out to be
That is very nice.
even better early on. Sometimes you just
So you
gotta open that.
And you can rotate it around so it does like the back of your legs. Look at that business.
Oh yeah. So if your calves are giving you heat trouble, whatever,
Yeah.
it'll do those. I'm gonna try that today because I haven't tried that yet. My calves generally are pretty good, but
That the third photo on that Amazon page looks completely photoshopped.
oh yeah, it kind of does.
What's going on there? Those feet are not on that wooden floor.
No,
Or
they're not.
Maybe they added the massager to it. I can't tell what's going on with that
Yeah.
bad Photoshop job.
And it's not cheap. This thing's like $280. So a lot of people are like in the chat are like, "Oof, that's expensive." It is, but what we found and what Kim found, because she researched this hardcore, there's a lot of dumpy ones for cheap,
Yeah.
and you want to find the one that's good. And so she found this one that was like Uber recommended all over the place, not just on Amazon, but like people who said like legit, this is a good one, like foot people.
What other parts of your body? I'm going to put on the customer questions and answers. What other parts of your body could you put into this massager?
My giant man genitalia. Actually, legs. I think you could. Honestly, Brian, if they made a bed like this, I'd lay in it all day. Oh my gosh, it would be so good on my back and stuff. That'd be amazing. But
I bet we're not far from like going from the weighted blankets to blankets that have a massager inside them.
right,
That-
right.
I mean,
It makes perfect sense because why it would add to the weight, which everyone wants anyway. So
Right, exactly.
yeah,
It's basically like those other things you get at the mall where you lay down in a blue pod and the water jets, you back and forth over your back.
yep. I'm in. I want one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I want one of those.
Every location, every mall location in Las Vegas has someone with those.
They do, and guess what? I'll never use one in
Yeah,
Vegas.
exactly.
I will never use one.
All right, well, let me go ahead and pay the prostitute, and I'm going to head down to the mall and get one of them massages.
Yeah, and I always worry that somebody with like a needle in their pants is going to puncture that thing, and then they're going to leak blue water all over themselves, and I don't know.
No,
I don't
that'd
trust
be great.
them. Yeah.
Let that happen to somebody else. That's
Let
totally
it happen
fine.
to a guy who isn't me.
Exactly, yes. I mean, if there's anybody.
Yeah. You ever done an
Yeah.
oxygen bar? You ever do one of those? Because I've never done one of those.
I haven't done one of those, and I've walked by those. It feels like one of the most Vegas-y things you can do.
Mhm.
And you know what? All right, here we go. We're already talking about this end of March thing that we're planning, the TMS Vegas for end of March. We're trying to figure out dates, or well, we know the weekend it's going to be. We just don't know
Yeah, we're trying to
what
figure out.
days we really have
Yeah.
available.
Because Friday's the
But,
wedding, but we don't really know what we don't know what Saturday looks like yet, right? Or-
Right. I think Saturday is completely open. I think
Is it?
Saturday would be our big day, and then
Yeah.
I think we do like a little reception-y thing Thursday, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
A little. Hey,
Yeah.
let's all meet at this bar and just
Yeah, hang out.
hang out and be
Sure.
cool together.
Sure.
But I will try an oxygen bar on my next visit to Las Vegas just to see what's going on with that.
You know what?
business.
I will too. We're gonna we're gonna sit together with two tubes up our nose. Who knows what hooker noses those have been in?
That's the other thing. Like, do you get your own personal tubes?
I think they give you. I think they swap out tube tips, and I think the one that we should do would be like at the Cosmo, because I think that's a nicer
Oh, sure.
setup
Did they
there.
have one at the Cosmo? I didn't think they did. I think
I thought they did in the main shopping floor. I could be wrong.
maybe.
I may have
I
that
know
wrong.
I know they've got in the New York entryway. Like when you cross over on the bridges going from Tropicana, MGM Grand, or Excalibur.
Hmm.
I guess it's only MGM Grand and Excalibur that gets you to New York, but it's that bridgeway that gets you right by the oxygen bar.
Let me ask you this: if they had the only two flavors, because they do flavors, right? It's all about the flavors.
Right.
If the only two flavors they had left were root beer and mystery flavor, which would you take?
I would do root beer. I like root beer.
Oh, you do like root beer. For some reason, I
do
thought
like
you
root
hated
beer.
root beer. Who am I thinking
No,
of?
I love root beer.
Someone I know
I don't
hates
know
root
who
beer.
doesn't like root beer.
Someone I know. I
I
can't think of
certainly
it.
wouldn't do mystery flavor. That feels like you're just asking for trouble.
I know,
But-
it's like those beans they make, the Harry Potter beans. It's going to be a vomit flavor or something like that.
Yeah, like no. All right, so how about sour milk or let's see. Oh, there's got to be a good. What's the combination? What's the bad choice of oxygen bar scents?
I don't know.
Sour milk or
Oh, my Lord.
Mafia Boss body odor.
Is the Mafia
Oh,
Boss
wait.
body odor mixed at all with like cologne or anything?
Yes, you know what? I'll even give you that, but I don't think that improves it.
It does slightly. I probably would take the. Oh, this is a hard call. I don't want either one, but I think I'd take the Mob Boss over the sour milk. I can't do sour milk,
Okay.
dude. Oof.
I am worried that the whole thing is going to smell like vape.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to be that
Mhm.
that cotton candy, sugary, Lucky Charms kind of smell.
I
But,
fully expect it to be very vapey. Is my expectation.
yeah.
I could be wrong. We're not going to be blowing, vape smoke out of ourselves or anything, but I think the flavor choices are going to be very similar. Rainbow Bright says, Scott, you won't do 3D glasses, but you will stick a reusable tube in your nose. No. Listen, every time you go to a doctor, you go to a hospital, you go to the dentist, they hook tubes into you. Those are all tubes they use every day. It's the ends that you worry about. So
Exactly.
if they change the ends out, just like with a blood bag or so they're putting saline solution into your body or whatever it is,
Right.
or the needles they use to plug, stick them in. Those are the stuff. That's where you get the trouble. I'm not worried about the tubes.
And if the 3D glasses, like if the you go to one of these VR places and there's like they grab the VR glasses and then they go shh, and they open a little sheet that's got a brand new I don't know what the equivalent of a dental dam would be for the VR glasses, but basically one of those, and they put that over the glasses, then put them on Scott's face. No problem.
Yeah, no
right?
problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That is not an issue. I don't like the idea of the glasses without that because I don't get to see how well they're cleaned.
Right.
And B, y'all gonna get pink eye and freaking conjunctivitis and freaking poo in your eyes. What you're gonna get.
Right.
And it's happened to too many people I know, so I know it happens. And the same thing can happen with like reusable or people that are passing around VR, public VR simulation stuff. That gives me the willies.
And that's a bummer because that's one of the things I really want to do out there is that Star Wars VR thing at the Venetian, because I still haven't done that, and I know that it's going to disappear at some point, and I want to do it before it disappears.
Is it any different, or I guess I don't know. Is it the same as those? There's a 3-part Star Wars thing on the.
I don't think it's the Oculus
store.
game.
It's not that.
No, I think it's a different thing. Yeah.
All right, because the Oculus thing is a very much just sort of like not so much a game as it is a VR experience. So every time I hear it described, it always sounds like the thing in Vegas, but I guess they're separate. They're not the same thing. Oh, and you know what? The Star Wars one in Vegas are the guys over here live by me.
Right. What's that? It's a
the Void, right?
Void. That's it. I knew it was
Yeah, you're right. That's totally different then. That's not the one on the Oculus, which I haven't tried either, because they're $10 a pop, and I just don't know if I want to spend $30 on that. But maybe I do. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, and good news. This link cable worked. So.
Oh, good. Did you?
So my Quest is now a standalone VR solution wherever I want wirelessly, or if I want to tether it to a PC and play a PC game because that's the only way I can get it, some higher end VR experience on PC, it works, no problem.
That's cool.
Yeah, as advertised.
Will it just flat out do Rift games, or do they have to be games that are just specially made for the Quest but take up more memory?
No, it's flat out Rift games. So
so that Marvel thing would totally work.
Yes, and it will work with. That includes Steam VR, although I guess in beta there's some issues, but you'll be able to do whatever Rift is currently doing, because you can play all the Steam games on Rifts. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
That will all work as well. So you basically now have two headsets for the price of one, which has got to piss off people who bought the Rift S, which is just the tethered one, because it's the same price as the Quest. And they launched the beta for it's not in full release, but they launched the beta for full hand tracking. It's amazing. It just works. My hands are in the world, moving like this.
Really, without any sort of additional devices in your hands.
No controllers. Like, I mean, they have to have. You'll see software that'll start supporting it directly, but
sure.
But it just freaking worked. It wasn't glitchy or flickery or anything. It was like, oh, here's my hand. I grab a thing and I move it. I do the thing. It was insane. I'm blown away by that thing. But if I owned an S, which will also have hand tracking, but if I owned an S and didn't have that portability factor, and then the link cable thing came out, I'd be ticked. Because you spent the same amount of money for that thing as you would have for a Quest, and the Quest
can go mobile.
It can go completely mobile. And honestly, like, I've played Beat Saber in both the PC environment and on that thing, and there's just no difference. Like, already the Quest is powerful enough to do most of the stuff you want to do anyway on its own. Now you have this added ability to do games that are just too big. Like, there's a 106 gigabyte RPG I want to try. That won't fit on a 64 gig portable Rift, but also it's so high end it's like needs a PC. But the point is, now I can do either one. If you're into the VR, I can go wherever you want to go.
Cool.
Anyway,
well, I gotta wait to see a price drop before I bite the bullet on that one.
I get you. Tell me. Oh, I got to read this email. Got an email real quick from Chris Walker, who wrote in and says, "Good morning, Scott and Brian." He says afternoon, but it's morning now. Listening to the discussion today about how people are talking in movie theaters, I am in my 40s now, and wonder if this is me getting older or developing a get off my lawn complex. I hate going to the movie theater, and I've had several movies ruined by people talking/playing with their phones. 2 questions. Have people at the movies gotten worse, or is it just me getting older? How much would you pay for a subscription service to view new release movies at home? I would love an Audible-like service for new release films. Love the show, though. Chris Walker. So, Brian, you think the people have gotten worse, not...
I think people have gotten worse. I think people overall have gotten into this mindset where they're... maybe we're just kind of developing this ADHD because we do have so much available to us at any one time. If we're sitting still at the on the couch or at the dentist's office or whatever, we have to have our phones out. We have to be doing something. And I think that at the movie theater, people are just either antsy or they're whatever. They've got to pull their phone out and look at their Facebook feeds because they're sitting still for too long. And I think people just are used to the home video watching experience where they can talk it in with their normal voices and talk to the other person and make comments like they're being filmed for YouTube. And here's my reaction to the latest the latest Star Wars trailer. I'm just going to talk and oh my God, oh yeah, or great speech, Matt Damon. That sort of thing.
Oh, that's annoying.
And I just feel like people are, they're getting that mindset. So here's what I would like.
Yeah, you tell me what you'd like, because I know what I want. It's not a subscription, but you tell me what you want to do here.
I would love to see this subscription service become available for day and date new movie releases so people could watch them at home.
Yeah.
So that those people can stay home and watch the movies in their own comfort, in their own environment where they can talk and do that experience, because I don't think that they really care about the going to a theater experience. I think that they'd be happier at home, comfortable with their stuff around them, being able to pull a phone out, being able to pull their iPad out, doing all that sort of thing. And let me and the rest of the people who care about the movie going experience go to the movies. Thank you very much.
I like it. Congratulations. You've come up with a solution. My solution would be I don't want a subscription, but I would pay a per when I want to fee. So for example, if I don't know what to use, I'll just say Knives Out. Okay. So when Knives Out came out, let's say I had a little party with 3 or 4 people over at the house. We're all having some nice little hors d'oeuvres, hanging out, whatever. We're going to watch a movie. I would gladly pay $50 for that night for the room of us to watch that movie and have like a 24-hour window on launch night and not have to bother with the theater. There are definitely theater things I want to go see, and those are the days where I'm with you. I hope those other people are doing the option at home.
Right.
Maybe they will.
Right.
I worry though that Shelby v Ferrari dude, or Ford versus Ferrari guy that was bugging you guys the other night. He's still gonna go because it's a car thing, and it's probably cheaper for him to just take his wife. It's only it's less than 18 to go.
That would be the question. Like a subscription service may not be the right thing. It may just be you pay $20. It's something that's got to be comparable in price to the going out to the movie experience. And I think the people who I'd hope that the people who don't care about that experience and are going to be rude and going to talk during the movie would just stay home and have that full experience where they don't have to, you don't want somebody shushing you 3 or 4 times during the film, right? So yeah, just stay home where no one's going to shush you.
Yeah, that's what you do. I'm with you 100% on that. Write us in and tell us what you think. The morning stream.
Jackalope Ashley says to check out the AMC subscription service because I think it has something like what you're describing. Sort of. It's
you don't get movies at home though, right?
You get some streaming stuff, but it's not day and date.
Yeah, see that's the big kicker. Do you want day and date?
Yeah, it's like where is it? Let me see if I can find the information about it. Like the movie, that hide and seek movie, I think just came out on the AMC subscription service, and I still think you have to pay for it.
Well, I assume you have to pay for it.
I mean, like you still have to pay separately for it. It's not included in your subscription.
Oh, you pay subscription plus. So that is the Audible solution then. So you pay a subscription plus the cost of the book every month, or whatever.
Right. If that's what I'm thinking of, let me see here. Oh, on demand. Allow. Yes. Okay. Fine. Sign in. Great. Good. Okay. Can we move on? Let me just get to the thing I want to see on this site, please. Thank you.
It's like Stadia Pro. You got to pay a subscription plus the cost of the game.
That's right. Here we go. On-demand library. So buy and rent on-demand movies, and you can see them, blah, blah, blah. So revisit the trailers shown before. What the heck? Why am I here? What? There we go. Okay, now I'm at a screen where I can actually do something.
Why am I here?
It Chapter 2, Rambo, Ad Astra, Judy, Downton Abbey, Abominable. Those are the movies that I can rent and stream right now. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So more recent than the stuff you're getting on HBO, Netflix, Hulu, but not as recent as here are things that are currently all viewable in theaters. I think.
That's, you know what it might be? It might match what they do for hotels.
Oh, that's not a bad comparison. I bet it is pretty close to that.
Because right now the hotel system, I think it's them first. Then it's the HBOs and the Cinemaxes and the whatevers of the world.
Right.
And then Netflix is way down the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Probably. I don't know how close it is to like Apple rents or Apple TV or Amazon movie rental too.
Those are, I think those are right around the time they are available in retail. I don't know.
Oh,
actually.
probably.
Not sure.
All right, so let's say I wanted to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again, which I would. It's a very good film.
I need to see it once. I need to see it the first time.
To rent it with my AMC thing. $5.99.
No, it's
high
not.
definition.
It's not bad,
Yeah.
except you got to pay the subscription. That's annoying.
Exactly. So I think it's already part of AMC A-list, but C-Spawn says that's already on Apple Movies.
Oh, is it?
It's already out to buy on iTunes. Is there anything that I said in my list a minute ago that is newer than, like, is Ad Astra in?
Ad Astra, mate. I don't think that's on there yet. Amazon, nope. I'm looking at Amazon. I don't have the Apple stuff up, but
okay.
Maybe not.
All right, so Ad Astra is a good example of this.
Yeah, which I'm still gonna see. Gonna see Ad Astra.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, so there you go, Chris. Hopefully we've helped answer your deal there. I do have a huge complaint about movie theaters that I completely forgot about, but I'm saving it for tomorrow because it's that big of a story. But you reminded me of it because it has to do with trailers and commercials and a sudden change that was thrust upon me the other day. And we'll talk about that tomorrow on the show. Instead, so there's a tease. Instead, tell me why we're congratulating Andrew Allen today.
We are congratulating Andrew Allen because
he's great.
He just had a baby.
What? That's great.
Yes. 3:11 a.m. this morning. Amber is the color of his melody. What energy, whatever it is.
Yeah, close
At
enough.
3:11, Max William Allen was born, 9.2 pounds or 9 pounds 2 ounces. No, he has 9.2 pounds, but I'm guessing that should be 9 pounds 2 ounces. Congratulations to Andrew and his wife Brooke on a very beautiful baby.
That's awesome.
Look at that.
Is he musical? Did he come out all musical?
I'm sure he's going to be. You know, it's going to be, if this kid isn't learning an instrument that complements all the stuff Andrew can do, so the two of them can jam together and write music and perform together, then I'll be amazed.
Yeah. You can start a Partridge Family. You can just call the Allen Family Band and start rocking the joint.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. That's fantastic.
So congratulations. By the way, I told you I'd bring this. I'll pull it out. I'll show it during jury segment, but here's a little tease. Here is the Russian nesting doll featuring good buddies, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin.
And you just, they alternate throughout the series, right?
Right. So the outer shell has the two of them.
Yeah.
But I'll show you what the inner shell has when we get to Justin Robert Young later on the show.
Ooh. There's another tease, you guys.
Vladimir Putin. Do you have that handy?
Putin.
Do you have Steven Seagal's pronunciation?
I have it. The question is, do I have it handy? And let's find out now.
Okay.
Because now's the time. This is the place. Here we go. Do we have it? Yep. I do. Whoops. Yep, I do.
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin.
I need to combo those up again. Anyway, well done, everybody. We have now gotten to a point where we can do our freaking news. So we're going to do that now. And I'm going to play a thing. Sorry, I'm a little out of whack here. Here we go. All right, it's time for this.
I don't watch the news.
It's the news brought to you by...
In anticipation of the December 10th launch of Book 2 in the Shattering of Kingdoms series, King's Guard, indie fantasy author Emmett Moss invites you to read Book 1, The Mercenary Code, now discounted at Amazon, or read it for free on Kindle Unlimited. 12 years in the making, this epic 4-book series has been a labor of love for indie author Moss, with his complete series to be released by 2021. He follows in the footsteps of the likes of Brooks, Jordan, Feist, and McKiernan, Need a cash settlement? Go to the firm of Brooks, Jordan, Feist, and McKiernan with the Mercenary Code, chronicling a land plunged into chaos with the fall of the old monarchy, where armies are for hire and grievances are settled by the strict tenets of the code. Visit bit.ly/King Moss to learn more, or purchase both books directly on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. You can follow him on Twitter at Moss Emmett. That's MOSSEMMET, or bit.ly/King Moss.
I have the Kindle Unlimited. That's where I'm going to read this.
Very good. That's a good thing.
I like that service a lot, actually. Of all the Amazon services I get, I think that might be one of my faves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, quite often someone will say, hey, have you heard this book? You should check it out. And I'll go, and they'll say, oh, is it on Unlimited? Oh, it's totally here. And I just get it.
Just
it's like
go beep, bop, boop,
it's kind of
and
a
it's there.
a library system where you just check a book out. And
Oh, right.
yeah,
I love that.
you can have one or two out at a time or something. It's great.
That's
like
the
it
way
a
to
lot.
do it.
All
If you
right,
ask me.
here's the top story of the week. Day, not week. Day, not weekday either. Just day.
Day. Just today. Just actually, it's really the top story of now.
It's just the top story of today. Yeah, let's clear this up.
This moment.
I'm glad we've made this clear. Now, a Texas restaurant sells $400 fajitas. What?
$400 fajitas. What do you get with $400 fajitas, Scott?
Grab a bus, get in a car, hop on a plane, because here's what you get. They say everything is bigger in Texas. Now that includes the price for fajitas. A Houston restaurant is selling Tex-Mex entrees for a whopping 400 bones. Welcome to Garden Grace. The upscale restaurant based in Denver is expanding to H-Town, Houston.
I know Garden Grace.
Okay, so you know where this is. You've heard of it.
I know where it is in Denver, but it's not spelled like that. It's not Garden Grace like in the garden.
Oh,
like
how's it
living in the
spelled?
garden. It's guard as in like a guard standing in front, and Grace.
Oh, really?
Guard and Grace. Yeah. Here.
Oh, they got this so wrong then. Oh,
Yeah.
look, even later they talked to the owner guy whose name is Guard.
His name is Guard. Yeah. Troy Guard.
These
Or
dumbasses.
Tony Guard or whatever it is.
Well done, KRON 4 News. You did it.
Tron 4.
Kron 4. Isn't Kron the god in something? Schwarzenegger's god in like Conan or something? Or am I thinking something else?
Oh, that's Crom.
Kron.
My Crom!
That's
I
right.
will take you down, my Crom!
We still haven't seen that. We only saw the
I know,
only saw
gotta
the
see
Red
one
Sonja
with,
one. Isn't that the one
Olivia
we saw?
D'Abo and Wilt Chamberlain and Grace Jones.
Wait, which one's that one? Is that the first one?
That's the second one. That's the sequel.
I thought we saw. Wait, I thought the sequel was Red Sonja. No, is that a third one?
That's the prequel, or that's kind of like the Scorpion King to the Mummy.
Oh.
It's kind of like a side business.
Okay.
The sequel is Conan the
Destroyer.
Is it Conan the Destroyer? That's it. Yes, Conan the Barbarian is first one. Conan the Destroyer is the one with Olivia D'Abo, Wilt Chamberlain, and Grace Jones.
Boy, that's the worst basketball team you could ever hope to be called.
That's the worst anything. That's like the worst Cards Against Humanity game you can play. That's the worst.
Yeah, you know how Wilt Chamberlain always said he slept with like 1,000 women or whatever it was.
10,000.
10,000. Yeah. Do you think by sheer numbers, it sounds like those two other ladies you mentioned in that movie are probably on that list? Do you think?
They've got to be. At least he considers them on the list. Well, I was in a movie with them. Does that count? I think that counts. Doesn't that count?
Such a douche.
I could have had them.
So douchey of him. Anyway,
Hubba hubba, Olivia D'Abo. Hubba.
here's what you're gonna get. Troy Guard.
okay.
He's the creativity and soul of the community, says people there. Troy Guard, the owner and chef, says he's been making trips there for the last 4 years to get a feel for Houston. Now they're open for business at 1 Allen Center downtown. So now they're living in Allentown, like that song.
Are they tearing all the factories down?
They're tearing all the factories down. I used to love that song. I used to love it. Is that weird? Did I like that
No,
song?
that's a great song. It tells a story and it's got a good hummable melody to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing at all wrong with that.
I was a sucker for his story type songs. I like that stuff.
Sure.
Anyway, it says here, what is on the Texas edition of their menu? Well, our millionaire fajitas, says Guard. Fajitas that are not the way your mom made them. These include pounds of beef, all the sides, enchiladas, plus all of our different sauces, handmade tortillas with gold leaf, he says.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know that gold leaf thing when they put gold leaf on food. F you, dude. I'm not eating it.
Well, okay, so
Not eating
already I'm seeing something here. Like seeing, okay, well, let's not lead with the actual accurate information. Pounds of beef. So this is not something that one person is going to order the $400 fajitas.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like a group of people ordering the $400 fajitas. Now, the fact
Yeah.
that it's got that stupid gold leaf garbage on there.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I don't like eating gold.
It just doesn't add any flavor. It's not like, oh, the gold leaf really brings out the texture and the flavor of the meat.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I'm not sure it's going to hurt you. I don't think it ever does. I don't want to eat that. Put it somewhere else. Use
Right.
it for something
Right.
good. Gold's not meant to be eaten. What are we, a bunch of heathens and idiots?
right. So here's what you get. Please allow 45 minutes for preparation. 24 ounces of black Wagyu ribeye,
Ooh.
oak charred peppers and onions, black garlic huitaloche steak sauce,
Ooh.
guacamole, green chili enchiladas, refried beans, rice, gold flake tortillas.
Everything sounded good except for the gold flakes.
Yeah, gold flake tortillas. Come
Don't
on.
put that on there. That's stupid.
So 24 ounces. All right. Well, that's really not. I was thinking like, yeah, that is pounds of beef, but it's only 2 pounds. of
Yeah,
beef.
that's like taking and leaving no plums and taking no plum or whatever. Leave no. Or
right.
he neither leaves plums nor takes plums. It's because there's only 2. That's dumb.
That is dumb.
All right. Well, this
Actually,
is
not even 2 pounds, right? Because a pound, it's like a pound and a half.
yeah. You're right.
16 ounces in a pound.
Yeah, he's
So,
wrong. It's not pounds of beef.
Yes, pound plus of beef.
Come on, Troy. Get it right.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's Cron 4. Cron 4 and their great reporting.
Oh, I thought it was
well
him that
done.
quoted the beef, didn't he? Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was them.
Yep. So
They
and
sucked.
the one in Denver doesn't have it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I still want to go to the one in Denver. I mean, their steaks sound really good, and there's stuff that's like in the $30 to $40 range.
We got to thank those Dallas folks for that recipe you showed me this morning. I'm so excited about making those.
Oh yeah, Tyler and Don Kwan sent us some recipes for kimchi cornbread.
Yeah, I'm totally doing it.
I'm
doing
sure. I don't doubt it one bit.
it. Yep. And you can get away with cornbread when you're cutting. It's not that it's not a carby thing to eat, but it's better than me eating a loaf of bread or something.
Sure, this is true.
Was this food day, by the way? KFC
guess
sells
so.
an artificial fire log that smells like greasy fried chicken. This is legit. This is real.
Don't they do something like this every year? They have some weird. What was the thing? Was they like chicken scented Christmas ornaments or wrapping paper or something last year?
Oh, right. There was some weird thing. What was that last year?
There
Yeah, it was
somebody did
it
some
was like
sort of
wrapping paper or
wrapping paper, scratch and sniff chicken wrapping paper or something.
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyone remember that?
Does anybody remember laughter?
Yeah, they're still going on about whether corn is carby or not. I know it's carby. I'm not saying it's not carby. I'm saying if I'm going to eat a piece of white bread versus a piece of cornbread, I'm doing better with the cornbread, especially because it's got kimchi in it. Anyway, moving on. This thing says Kentucky Fried Chicken teamed up with Envirolog to bring back the 11 herbs and spices fire log that apparently sold out in just a few hours last year. Was it the log again?
I guess so, yeah, because if they're saying they're bringing it back, then
Oh, man.
Then they had last year. Fire log made from 100% recycled wax cardboard, not actually fried chicken.
Oh, fantastic.
May attract bears or hungry neighbors.
Wonderful. Watch out. Crazy neighbor Dave on his way over.
Yeah.
JFC, they put JFC, they mean KFC. Man, does everyone typo their articles?
JFC. That's the
Jersey fried
Jacksonville
chicken. Yeah, Jacksonville fried chicken. You guys.
We're not quite Kentucky, but we're close.
We're close. They say that the log is not actually fried chicken. The 11 herbs and spices, it's available exclusively at Walmart. And I don't know why they put the word natch at the end of this.
Naturally.
Oh, like naturally that's where it's available?
Natch.
Okay,
Exactly.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Natch.
What was that? Something just fell.
I heard that.
Are we saying natch now for naturally? Because that makes me want to freaking fire a fart out of my back end. What just
We are
fell?
not. We are most definitely not saying that.
Oh, it's my World of Warcraft signed box of the Mists of Pandaria box fell. Oh, it's fine. I'll get it later.
Never not take an opportunity to mention how that thing is signed, Scott.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Signed by the entire development team. This box has fallen. I love that thing because it's one of the big display boxes they'd have at like a GameStop or something. And I don't even know how I got it. I don't know how I got it. There's someone to thank for that I can't remember who.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another story for you. Chipotle, they're in the news as well. Or as
Sure. It really is food day.
As our buddy Eric says, Chipotle for some reason.
Chipotle.
Chipotle has nurses to ensure workers really are really sick and not just hungover. This is a problem there, I guess. People call in sick and they're faking it. I don't know.
I guess. Wow.
But they say they now have professionals on hand to diagnose workers who call in sick, so they can confirm if they are truly ill and not just taking a paid day off to nurse a hangover. Its CEO Brian Nicole told investors on a conference call this week. Here's what he said on the call. Quote, "We have nurses on call so that if any of you say, 'Hey, I've been sick,' you get the call into the nurse. The nurse validates that it is not just a hangover, that you're really sick, and then we pay you for the day off so you can get healthy again." Jeez.
That's funny. Wow.
Draconian.
By the way, Benjin 006 posted the Twitch video of your box falling over.
Oh, great.
It's funnier than I expected it would be.
All right, I'm pulling it up. Let's take a look. Put the volume on here. Here we go. Okay, why is he not making... I have no sound. Why?
You don't need sound for this.
Oh, for some reason there is no audio. I have no audio. Oh, here we go.
Natch.
What was that?
That
Are we saying Natch? I hate that so much.
tumbles right over.
What was that? Good catch, dude.
That was great.
That's really good. I'm gonna hold on. I want to save this. I want to put this in my thing. Okay, I'm gonna hang on to that because that is amazing. All right. My wife will be so embarrassed.
Natch the Ghost. Monkey Bananas, that needs to be a show title.
Yeah.
Natch the Ghost.
Natch the Ghost. Sounds like a band or something.
Right.
Anyway.
All right. So
don't fake
So
it.
you work for Chipotle. You start feeling sick, or
Yeah.
you claim you're sick.
Yep.
Are they going to send the nurse over to your house automatically to make sure you're not hungover? So what does she do? Like,
It says you get the call into the nurse, he says, which means I think you just call her.
oh.
And
No,
then,
you get the call into the nurse. In other words, you have to go to the nurse's office or something like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So what the thing is in the call, he claims that this is not just to confirm people are saying what they're saying. They want to know when actual illness is around.
Oh,
They're
right, because they're
saying-
worried about the E. coli outbreak and nanovirus.
Yeah, because it's been
Noro.
it's been bad for a while, I guess. And I guess even didn't Chipotle have a shutdown or
They
something?
did. Yep.
Yeah, so I think this is all in an effort to do that. But I guess it does two things. It finds out if you're faking, and it tells whether or not you should be in. But also, do they have a lot of employees that are just drunk the night before? I guess this happens. I'm naive
guess.
to this stuff.
I'd drink a lot more if I worked at Chipotle.
How much more? Like, when you say a lot more.
I would say I would drink nightly if I worked at Chipotle.
Okay. All right.
And right now I drink weekendly.
You are
drink-
you're a moderate drinker, if I've ever known
I
one.
drink on Fridays and Saturdays, and that's probably about it. Maybe I'll have a drink at like a trivia night or a puzzled pint or something like that. But
You're like, you are what they're always saying when they say drink responsibly. It's what Brian does,
right,
generally
Yes,
speaking.
I
Except for
drink-
that
I
one
drink
night that you periscoped your descent into drunkenness.
that
one time.
I fell down and smacked my head on the edge of the bar.
That was a hell of a time. Final story, also food related.
Great.
South Korea's Papa John's debut of an American pizza called American, and it has hot dogs on every slice. And to help celebrate Papa John's
yes.
divorce proceedings, we
really don't want to know what the rest of the world thinks of us.
I mean, no. Or maybe they really like it. I don't know. Kim, we were talking to Kim about this the other day. She thinks the rest of the world kind of is bummed out about us right now. She thinks that
What
no
do you
one
mean?
likes
But
us.
it's like, oh, poor America, or they think, God, Americans, what the heck is wrong with
I
you people?
don't know. I don't know if they. I don't know. I mean, that's a really good question. I don't know how we're perceived right now. If we're perceived poorly, if people like us, I don't know.
Yeah.
but we had this conversation about it. So just for fun here, we'll remind you what Papa John himself just recently said.
I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
So that it seems even crazier than hot dogs on every slice to me.
Right. It is an entire hot dog. It's not slices of hot dogs. I'm looking at this thing.
Yeah.
It is a full-on wiener on each slice of pizza.
8 slices
with
of hot
some
dog.
sort of. I'm trying to figure out like something that comes out of a cocking gun next to each wiener. Do you see that?
Something that comes out of a cocking gun next to each wiener is an amazing phrase to hear out of context. That's incredible. Yeah, no, you're right.
Do you see? Are you looking at the photo?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's weird. What is that? It's like a sauce, like a
counterclockwise to each wiener. There is like I don't think it's. Could it be potato? Like mashed potato out of a?
Maybe. Let's
cocking
see.
gun or
You're not
something?
wrong about the cocking gun thing.
Oh, here it is. Cheddar potato mousseline.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Cheddar
I got a closer
potato
shot of it.
mousseline.
That's really weird. There's
Not
also
very American.
Is there mustard on there?
Mousseline.
Yeah,
It's either Italian or
right.
or French. If it's Mussolini, it's Italian. If it's a mousse, it's French.
Yeah, and if you're here, your family. Let's see. I'm going to look up I'm going to show the chat here, or the fine folks watching via video. So this is the pizza, and as you can see, it's every slice has a full hot dog on it, and then that thing Brian's talking about, it does like a cake frosting thing.
Right, exactly, like a pastry bag. Like it was squeezed out of a pastry bag.
Yeah, I guess that's a thing I could get
Like
in South
Paul
Korea.
Hollywood is going to judge it and say, "Well, it's beautifully decorated."
Yes, but I'm not going to shake your hand unless you're pretty. I don't know why he has that voice, but it's fine.
Hubba, hubba.
Anyway, that's the thing you can get. Papa John would like you to know the following right here. Here you go.
He has no pizza experience.
Okay, that's that. And then,
He's never been in the pizza category.
all right. Well, then he doesn't seem to endorse this very much.
But hot dogs are in the pizza category, apparently.
Yeah, apparently hot dogs are.
Nothing beats a Stouffer's pizza.
I have bad
How
news
long
for
do you think they worked on figuring out something that rhymes with pizza?
I don't
They
know.
figured out pizza.
Pizza. Nothing pizza. Stouffer's pizza. What else?
Yeah.
What else rhymes with it? Pizza, pizza, Strebanitza,
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza.
You got the best pizza, the side of Chichen Itza.
Yeah. Papa John's is our local pizza place, says Dice Tomato. You know what? I'm going to say a controversial thing because I think Papa John himself is an ass and a complete dork, and I can't stand him. Speaking of a or a drinker that is not whatever I called you, what I call moderate, not moderate at all. He's just an a-hole.
A responsible drinker.
Yeah,
yes.
he's just a giant a-hole. But but I like Papa John's pizza. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the pizza's fine. Boy, I got a lot of pizza clips. Let's see what some of these are real quick here.
All right.
How about
cool.
this?
Absolutely gorgeous pepperoni pizza family.
Ugh. Okay, how about this one? What is that from?
I don't know, but that's fantastic.
Shannon, your pizza is here. That must have been
What's
Film
the first
Sack.
name?
Shannon, I think.
Shannon, your pizza is here.
Yeah, I think that's a Film Sack thing. I could be wrong. All right, how about this one? Pizza. Okay, that's me.
Hello, Cursed Earth Pizza.
Okay.
Piping hot personal pizzas.
Okay.
Unwrap a frozen pizza.
Okay. One more.
No hamburgers, no pizza, no movies, no television.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Oh, here's
By the
one.
way, so that
Sorry. What?
that Shannon, your pizza is here. A couple of siblings ordered pizza, put a note on the door instructing the delivery guy to yell, "Shannon, your pizza is here."
Oh, was it from a video that we watched or something? That's what it was.
Yes.
Did you look up?
Yes.
Did you Google that and found it?
I did. I Googled it to say what movie did that come from.
Oh, it's amazing.
Here's a link if you want to see the video that goes along with it.
I do. It does.
The pizza guy just at the door. Shannon.
Oh, that's amazing. Whoops.
You can see him walking up.
Sorry, chat. Didn't mean to do that to you.
It's like a Ring doorbell video or something.
Now this rings a bell. I mean, literally, it rings a bell. I remember this. We talked about this on the show.
He just slowly makes his way up to the door.
He did exactly what they asked.
Yes.
I mean, I admire that. I have admiration for this guy. Because he didn't just phone it in, right? He didn't just go, Shannon, your pizza's here.
Right.
He went all out.
He went all out. And he because he did it with such gusto, he had to take a deep breath in between the words Shannon and your.
Yeah.
And pizza and
yeah.
or is.
I'd tip the hell out of that guy.
Oh man.
He's amazing.
Looks like he tips easily.
Oh, here's the
Reindeer goat cheese pizza.
There's the best one. Thank you, Scott Fletcher.
That is. Anything Scott Fletcher does is the best of something.
I agree. Except for music, because he's not really very musical, but Brian is, and he brought a song, and we're going to play it now. And when we come back, we'll have Bill. Actually, he is kind of musical. He sings. He can sing.
He does. He's a great singer, too.
Got a nice
he does that. He even does that really well.
He
I mean, there's nothing that the guy can't do.
Kind of bugs me. He does that as the man around here thing, and it's mind-blowing. Anyway, we're going to do that in a minute, though. Or we're going to do that now, because in a minute we got Bill and Jerry. So stick around for that. Here's a song. What do you got for me?
Scott, I have something that I've brought from Freiburg, Germany. It is an indie punk band called The Dead Notes. Their brand new album, Courage, is going to be released on February 14th, 2020. But you get to hear this song right now. The single is called Hopeless Romantic. Here are The Dead Notes from their upcoming album, Courage.
All right. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
The only way he knew how to show his devotion, it was the best he could do. Yes, truly.
Do you mind? I'm trying to sit here.
He's that guy who f***s your mother. This is the morning stream.
Not true.
No, it's not true. It's not freaking true. Jeez Louise. That's always a harsh one.
That's true about the morning show, but not the morning stream.
I'm going through all my Fletchers fresh, like for the first, like a whole run without ever duplicating them.
Yeah.
And that one took me by surprise. I forgot he did it. Yeesh. Not what you expect. All right. Hey, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. Why not now do what we've always been meaning to do, which is add Bill to this call and see what's going on in the world of punished props. I found a new Bill clip. I wonder if I should use it. Let's see.
Well, should we use it when Bill comes?
He's right here now. So let's try the. Hey, Bill, do you? Okay, so normally, Bill, we have this for you right here. Where is it? Where is it? Okay.
But Bill just isn't thinking about danger.
Now we have that.
Classic.
But we could play this.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
That's pretty good.
I like that better.
You like bat cave? All right, I'm putting it in. We're gonna swap that out for a while, and if we need to get back to a different kind of Bill, we surely can. Anyway, hey, it's Bill Duran, everybody. Check him out. He's here from punishedprops.com and the beautiful Seattle area where you guys just keep making rain that turns into snow for us. So thanks for that. We appreciate it.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on in the world of Punished Props this week? What are you making?
Got just a couple of fun things to talk about. First, very briefly, new Ghostbusters trailer, and I'm excited.
I'll bet you are.
What have you already made from it?
Well, it looks like everything we've seen so far looks like just in the teaser trailer that came out yesterday. Looks like all the classic props, so I'm covered. I've already got those.
Yep.
But Ecto 1.
Yeah. Right?
Good.
That Ecto 1 is doing freaking donuts out in the field. Oh my gosh.
With a side gunner seat.
Yeah.
I know, I want it. I want it so bad.
So cool. So could you, okay, let me ask you this question. Is it possible for you, with the kind of making you do, to want to tackle a project like a scale replica of the Ecto 1 with a working sidecar gunner thing?
Yeah, the challenge is, well, there are a lot of challenges, but having a space where I can work on a car, odds are good if I buy that car, because that car exists.
Yeah.
If I buy it, it's going to need body work, it's going to need mechanical work.
Sure. Sure.
So I need a place where I can do that kind of work on a car, and my current shop is not equipped for that.
Right.
And I'm specifically not allowed to bring any vehicles inside the shop.
Gotcha. But
I imagine something like the floor isn't rated for that kind of weight.
Could you do one though, like a scale one the size of a desk or something? That's not an actual car that doesn't run.
The size of your land speeder.
Yeah.
Or like an RC car.
Oh, even
type.
better.
Or a bigger one that I can drive around radio controlled.
Yeah.
I can totally do that. But,
Yeah.
But actually, I have I restored a car when I was growing up with my dad and brothers, and we fixed our car. So car work I'm actually pretty familiar with. Like that part of it, I'm okay with, and everything else is just making it look like Ecto 1. So I think I can do it. Think I could do it.
Yeah.
Someday.
I believe you can, and I hope you do, because we'll benefit because we'll get to talk about it on the show, which we like to do. Well, that's fantastic. So what are you working on this week instead of that?
We have some projects we're working ahead on. The thing I wanted to talk about today was something I saw on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
So everyone's excited about The Mandalorian, and I'm watching it, and I'm having a good time. But I think the real gem on Disney Plus is the Imagineering story.
Yes.
If you guys haven't watched it,
I started watching them. I'm part of the way through the first episode.
I keep meaning to, because it looms large there, and I know I'm going to love it, but I haven't watched it yet. I guess I'm curious. Does it feel? Is it everything you wanted, or does it feel self-servy and you know what I mean? Like documentaries about yourself is sometimes weird. So how does that turn out?
It is very self-serving, but I think it's also earned.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
It follows the story of building the Disney theme parks. It's there are only 4 episodes now, but I'm wondering if they're going to keep adding to them. The story starts in building Disneyland in LA with Walt Disney World, and you guys have probably been there. You know, traditional BlizzCon Sunday, head on over to Disney, check it out. My friends actually, and I bet you have many friends who've gone to Galaxy's Edge recently.
Yeah, but haven't gone myself.
I haven't gone either. Oh my god, I want to go so bad. I have a buddy like 3 days ago who was showing me pictures and videos of the lightsaber ceremony when they got all their lightsabers.
Oh, so cool.
It was really, really awesome. So anyway, this has sort of re-sparked a fascination I've had with creating fictional spaces. I like spaces inside of spaces. When I worked at Microsoft, my cubicle mate and I built a tiki hut over our cubicle. And it was awesome. From the outside, it looked like a little hut in the middle of this field of cubicles. But when you went there, you could go inside, and we busted out panels on our cubicle, so we had windows. It was a cute little hut, and we really enjoyed that. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
We also went to Hobbiton, which is a really amazing fictional space, and they down to the screws, it is perfect. Like they don't have Phillips head screws anywhere because hobbits wouldn't have those, and I checked. I did, I swear, when I was there. Every piece of hardware for the windows was hand wrought iron, and all the screws were flatheads, not Phillips heads. Like they didn't mess around. So I've in the past few years, I've been starting to get obsessed about these spaces, and Disney does it like no one else. And watching these documentaries, it's clear that Walt Disney himself just set a ridiculously high bar for everyone and just refused to accept anything less than that. That's why they take so long to build. That's why they're so damn expensive. I think the original Disneyland was supposed to cost $5 million, and it cost $17 million. It's just way over budget, but it's exceptional.
Yeah, and in 1950s money, that was a lot of freaking money.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I'm all in. Do they address any of the like some of the urban legends about things like there's a basketball court at the top of the Matterhorn and things like that?
Kind of. The big one is that there's a city under Disney World, and there kind of is. It's you'll see when you watch it, but it's basically they've mirrored everything underground for the park, so that cast members and trash and sewage and everything can move in and out of the park without being seen. And that's completely unique to that park. Or maybe they've done it in subsequent Disney parks, but other parks don't do that.
Yeah.
You can go through Disney World and you don't see people cleaning the trash. You don't see cast members moving to and fro. You don't realize you don't see it,
right?
But they're not there, and it's a whole part of the Disney part, the magic that they build, and it's all because they set this ridiculously high quality standard, and somehow have managed to foster that spirit 50, 60 years after Walt Disney is no longer here. I think it's really incredible.
Yeah, I want to see this now for that only. Like I'm always I'm fascinated by the idea of secret compartments or underground tunnels or that kind of stuff.
I'm big on the miniatures, like seeing the miniatures of everything. It's mind blowing and so cool.
And when they built the parks, they built little models of all the attractions, and they look so cool.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Love that stuff.
So one of the things that sort of opened my eyes to how differently Disney did it than everyone else. So I went to Disney World as a kid, right? I was 10, and it was pure magic to me, right? Absolutely pure magic. But so was Darien Lake Six Flags in Buffalo, New York. Like when I was 10, the bar was low. But when I was in my 30s, we went to BlizzCon and we said, let's go to Disneyland. It's right there. Swing on by. We went through there and it was mind blowing how different it was to other parks we had been since then. So we did Universal, which is fabulous, right? But when I go to Hogwarts, when I see Hogwarts, which looks amazing, I can also see the back of the Jurassic Park ride. Right. And I'm like, oh, that
takes you out a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
Disney does not do that. Sight lines are critical. You don't see anything you shouldn't see. Yeah. They invented a color called Go Away Green that they paint on things that tricks the human mind into not really seeing it. It's just a really blah color.
Yeah.
And there's stuff in the park that's painted that so that your brain ignores it. And they figured that out. I just think that's so damn cool. And it's like kind of inspiring me, kind of lighting a fire in me to try and accomplish something really cool like that.
Yeah, it's and I didn't realize this thing would cover all that kind of stuff. So now I'm extra in. I'm gonna watch this like ASAP.
It's so damn cool.
That's awesome. Do all the underground thing in World, is that where they send all the mascots to die once they've had their time, like a guy in a goofy suit and you're like, sorry Bill, you're getting too old, so they just live in like a hobo city under the thing?
They go to that Space Mountain in the sky.
Okay, well that's good to know. At least they're taken care of.
Oh, and a side note, when I was 10 I chickened out and did not go on Space Mountain.
You're just really? Like my daughter Carter, when she was 8, would not go on Space Mountain. She chickened out as well. Yeah.
But I went on it when I was 35. I was brave.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I made it. I made it.
That was the trip where the reason Carter finally broke her back, because I think I had her almost there. We went through most of the line, and she was very nervous, and she was holding my hand so tight, and she was so nervous. And I said, "Now, sweetie, it's all good." She goes, "But I think people throw up in this ride." And I said, "Nobody throws up on this ride." And right as I said that, we turned the corner, and there was a giant barf patty on the floor from some kid who barfed there, and she just was like, "That's it. Nothing I was told is true. I'm out." And she wouldn't do it after that.
Oh man,
she'll do it now, no problem. But
yeah,
she's like Bill. She's brave now. Bill, brave like Bill. Hey, brave Bill. You always leave us with a little bonus content. What do you got this week?
Yeah, this is really cool. So this was a video shot by my friend Micah Moore. If you look up the Kawasaki Warehouse, the video is by Legend of Micah. This is an arcade in Japan, but the inside has been absolutely transformed into this sort of dystopian, futuristic thing, and it looks extraordinary. I thought this really kind of embodied what Disney does. It is so cool.
This looks like a video game almost.
It does, yeah.
Wow, I'm getting kind of a Blade Runner vibe out of this. This
absolutely
is cool.
Everything has texture. You know what it would feel like if you ran your hand across that wall.
Yeah.
Everything, the outside of the building is all made up to look rusty and old. It's so committed.
Wow.
Like the signage is loose and like not on straight.
All these neon signs and stuff. That's super into this.
Yeah, and then you get in there and it's an arcade. It's so cool.
Okay. All right, that needs to be here. Let's make that here.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Japan to do this. I want to do it here. I mean, I'll go there to do it. Actually, where is this? Tokyo? Where is this?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh, look at the inside. Seriously.
Yeah.
But Deckard's going to
Like
stop and get some
Blade
noodles.
Runner. Totally Blade Runner, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the only thing that doesn't really break it, but the only thing that throws you is like, oh yeah, well this guy's playing Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy furiously playing DDR.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Well, it's good to know, even in our dystopian future, people still know how to get down.
Oh, look, they got a fake little chicken shop.
Mm-hmm.
Fake. Oh no, that might be real.
And the thing I love about a lot of this stuff is it's semi-interactive, right? There's lights and stuff, but it's really just set dressing, and it's just meant to help sell the fiction a little bit more. It's something you could go pose. You can pose next to all the fake chickens if you want.
Yeah, this
and
looks.
It's otherwise it's a thing that sits there. It's not meant to be interactive.
Well, they went all out on the motif. I'm super impressed. Yeah. This is so my jam. It's making my face hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really cool. All right, we'll do whenever we're in Japan, we'll do a meetup at this arcade. Perfect.
That's Plan awesome. On it. Yeah.
Bill Duran, everybody. punishprops.com. If you want to see where this inspiration goes, you can find out on a very regular basis. Puts up videos all the time. His YouTube channel is amazing, so you should check that out. That's punishedprops.com. Punishedprops on .com rather, not .com. That's a whole different category. Don't go there.
Hey-o.
You can also find him at Chinbeard on Twitter. Bill, have a fantastic week.
Take it easy.
See you later.
See you, Bill.
All right. There goes Bill.
That's cool.
That is really cool. I am all kind of that just rubs me all the right ways, man. I love that kind of stuff. Super cool. All right. Justin in his house.
Yay.
Big day. Episode 2 coming out. Let's play this.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
I didn't mean to play that last part, but I'll play it anyway because, hey, we'll talk about some politics. Anyway, welcome to the program. One Justin R. Young. Hello, Justin.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hey, what's up, gang?
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, gang. Hey, we just had you. We just talked to you last night in the finale of the America's Next Top Podcaster.
Don't say anything more than that, though.
Where somebody won and someone didn't.
When does that go out?
Yeah.
Hammond is going to shoot for having it out in a week. So we'll be able to talk about the winner 1 week from today, hopefully.
Winner, chicken dinner, I like to say.
It was a very interesting season. A very interesting season.
Yeah, it was. And I really mean it when I say the final 2 should go on and make shows.
Oh, yeah.
They are good, capable showmakers.
I think a lot of the people this season really, really talented and definitely looking forward to seeing new stuff from all of them.
Yeah, I should say new shows or shows that are on the regular because right now they both got stuff in their background, but I want to see new stuff. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Justin Robert Young, who comes in on Tuesdays and talks to us. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but you also are now releasing episodes of your awesome new show on the same day. So it's great for us because we get to pimp it and talk about it. I should say promote it because people don't like it when I say pimp. Sorry, it's hard for me. It's an old habit.
Sorry, Scott's just about that street life. And there's no way you can take it out of him.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, right? Once you've been on the street, you're forever in the street.
Once you know how to keep a pimp hand strong, there's only so much you can divorce yourself from your figurative and metaphorical bottom bitches.
You are not wrong. Right. But anyway, it's an exciting day because that's going to be great. Raise the Dead episode 2 hitting today. Already out, though, I guess, right?
It's already out. Yeah, it's already out. Episode 2 called You Have to Win First. Basically, it's all about our modern primary system. Did you know, boys, that really 1960 is the first time that any winning candidate for president takes the primary seriously? JFK effectively changed the game. Prior to that, and even during the 1960 election, do you know how many primary contests were held?
No. How many? Let me guess.
Yeah, go ahead. Guess. Yeah.
I mean, total up to that point or that year?
Yeah,
okay.
Total.
It's got to be small because that's the whole point of this question. So I'm going to say there have been 3 primary challenges up to that point.
Well, you undershot it to the point where you've ruined the idea. But so thank you for that. No, I'm glad. You should have went with -6. That would have been a better way to keep it high drama. 9.
Oh.
Although 3 is closer to the number that actually awarded delegates. A lot of the contests were literally just popularity contests that was part of the reason why the primaries got such a bad rap. The way that you became president back then was to go to the convention and either unveil the fact that you've been working behind the scenes to put your name on the ballot, or as other people had tried unsuccessfully to win the convention, you would then step in at the very last moment and be like, children, be calm, I'll be president. And that was a viable way to win.
Sure.
It was all convention fights.
Right.
So JFK, the 2 contests that effectively turned the 1960 primary are in Wisconsin, which does award delegates, and then West Virginia, which is literally just a popularity contest and by far the most dangerous, because all you have to do is lose one of those things and your entire hope to be president were dashed.
Wow. I didn't know any of that. See, this once again, we're getting some education, folks, not just great entertainment from Raise the Dead.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, the cool thing is that for as flawed as the primary system is now, and indeed, nothing's perfect, but oh my God, listen to this episode and you will understand how much more representative it is than what we had in a convention system where you were totally cut out. If you were a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you had literally no say unless you were like a member of the local party and went to a convention. And even then, you got a delegate vote that would probably be drowned out based on all the different other machinations.
Wow. All right. Well, more to be had there. Everybody, go check it out and listen to it. Personally, I use my podcast player of choice is Pocket Casts. I've always really enjoyed it. I like it a lot. And you're trending on their charts, which is nice to see.
Yeah, we're doing well. Apparently, there's a big I guess I didn't know the Pocket Cast was pretty much the biggest cross-platform podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's huge on Android, and it has a very competent Apple app.
Yeah, so, when Android people ask me, because I guess on Android there's some it's limited. There's not a lot of great apps. There's some, but they're not great. I hear this all the time, but every one of them's like, oh yeah, Pocket Cast all the way. And I was like, oh, I already use this on iOS and I already really like it. So it's nice to see it's getting play everywhere. But yeah, you're on their charts. I see other categories where you're trending. That's really awesome to see. I hope people continue to latch onto this thing and keep listening, because it's rad.
This is really a word of mouth podcast, because I got really the only negative thing that I've gotten, which of course I've latched onto and read over and over and over again in my head, is somebody who is like, hey, why are you doing this? Nobody knows about this election. Like, nobody cares. Why don't you do something that people know and care about? But I do think that it does have a lot of relevance to specifically the process that we're about to go through now. Obviously, there's the tie between 1960 and 2016 that I draw explicitly, and it's a word of mouth thing. I tried very hard to pack like each episode with like 2 or 3 things that you could just tell your friend, including, did you know that Eleanor Roosevelt had a blood feud with the Kennedys and tried to kill JFK's campaign before it got started?
Wow. See, I didn't know that until I saw your cool tweet earlier and that photo of her, and I had no idea. So even if I didn't know you or had any idea here, I don't understand. And again, I'm not trying to dwell on the negative people, because you're already doing it already and other people do it all the time.
Sure, yeah, no,
but I don't understand that. What you're doing is creating. First of all, you have lots of modern connections to it throughout. So I take issue with that. But even if this was just a pure look at that election with no modern context, it's still like any documentary. It's not like people are sitting around going, please bring us the story of how to make a murderer guy, because we know all about it, and that's all we want to hear about. No, that thing came out of nowhere, And it was like this really interesting look at a case that nobody knew about. And now suddenly we all know about it. Same thing with Serial. Serial was about a case that nobody knew about. Nobody knew what the heck was going on unless you lived there or whatever, saw local news or something. And then suddenly it's like this international sensation. Why? Because it's great documentary style reporting. That's what this is. So that guy can go suck on a chode.
Well, I mean, to be honest, the one thing that really made me happy about it is that I didn't know him, which means that we're reaching people that I haven't already talked to.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that should make you happy. Exactly. That's one way to look at it. Yeah. Anyway, that's a weird thing for someone to say. Anyway, I'm trying not to take too much offense on your behalf by proxy, but that would annoy the hell out of me. Anyway, so Pete, go check it out. Sub wherever you get it. Still very helpful if you're on an Apple platform to at least subscribe to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really an initial thing just to see how far we can get up the charts. And we've stayed in the top 100 on news for most of the initial week, and I think that's something that fluctuates based on new episodes. So we should kind of shoot back up there today and tomorrow. So at this point, any and everywhere is helpful, and it looks like Pocket Cast is something that we're definitely moving the needle on. So if you're on Pocket Cast or you use Pocket Cast but you haven't subscribed, then go ahead and hit that up. But we can talk about stuff other than Riz the Day.
We sure can. Brian, first I want to see your nesting dolls.
Sure.
Check these out.
All right. So can Jury see?
Oh, he can't see you. I forgot.
I can see you on Twitch though. I have you up.
You'll just see the delay, yeah.
Right.
So, and I'll give you the background story. This last weekend, I was at the Crindle Market, which is a German market down in downtown Denver that has, among their other booths, one place that sells nothing but Russian nesting dolls. And so this is
great.
The Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump nesting doll. So as we make our way through we peel back the onion layers of the Russian nesting doll here. We get, our first one is a very dapper sunglass wearing Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Or as Steven Seagal says,
look at that.
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Then we get the grinning homeboy himself, Big Donnie.
Yeah.
And then we make our way into a even little tinier.
So they're not. Oh, look at that.
Little soldier Putin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
with
from
his little beret on.
Yeah.
And then an even tinier.
So you got a little Trump
little
coming?
MAGA hat wearing, golf club visiting Donald Trump.
Look at him. He's cute. Is he the final one?
He's the final one, unless there might be a turd in the center of this thing. But
unless there's some little thimble maybe inside of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well done, Brian. Good purchase.
It's a fun one for sure.
You never get that money back again.
No.
So anyway, I wanted to quickly touch on where we're at.
Sure.
So there's continual hearings happening. There's rumor or word that 2 articles of impeachment are being prepared.
No, that's official as of today. This morning, 2 articles of impeachment are drafted against the president. It'll be voted on by the Judiciary Committee tomorrow. Full House vote likely next week, but they are abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
That's interesting. Where's that second one come from? The more recent stuff, like
everything is Ukraine based. So
okay.
They did not go with the more aggressive stance to loop in the Mueller investigation, but that's related to directing people to not show up for subpoenas and stuff like that.
So they are picking their battles, kind of, in a way. Like they're limiting. The more talking points you have around this, the more stuff you have. You just create more complication, right? Isn't that the strategy? Is that if you can narrow this down to 2, not just recent, but egregious things, then even though there may be, some of them say, well, there's like 50 others we could write up, but at some point you got to narrow down. You got to focus your line, right?
Well, I mean, it really depends on the tactics, right? So what you want, theoretically, if you are the Democrats, is to have everybody in Congress vote for the articles of impeachment, because obviously these are very big and important things, and you want to have bipartisan support. Nancy Pelosi said as much during the Mueller investigation.
Right.
Obviously, we are likely not to get that. So The next thing that you don't want if you're the Democrats are for Democrats to not vote for the articles of impeachment. And if Democrats are in disagreement on which articles of impeachment should exist, then you are inviting the opportunity to not have Democrats vote for articles of impeachment, therefore bolstering the Republican case that the Democrats can't even get their own people on board for something as important as the impeachment and removal of the president.
Yeah.
On the other side, you have a bunch of Democrats who've been, very upset with the president and believe that he has conducted impeachable conduct for years now, and believe that this is not a matter of tactics. This is a matter of principle. This is a matter of the country, and we should be writing up as many charges as there are. If he committed X amount of crimes in their mind, then we should write up that exact number. So that's really where they're at, is that as soon as Pelosi went forward with the Ukraine thing, it was because a lot of Democrats who had won red seats, so purple districts basically, had gotten on board. And that, I think, is the price of their admission, is that they keep this tied directly around the Ukraine issue.
Yeah. I think it's a little like when cops, I just saw a big true crime documentary series that I really liked on Netflix, and they had to do something like this, and it just reminds me that's what police do all the time, right? They make deals. Sometimes it's deals with the person they're going after and their attorneys, but sometimes it's just, look, we need to charge him for the 3 murders where we have locked evidence.
Yeah.
We can't charge him for the 400 murders he claims he committed because we don't have the stuff. So let's just get that. You'll get your 3 consecutive life sentences or whatever your hope is, and then you maybe later that other stuff can happen. That's kind of how this feels. We're not talking about murder, but you know what I mean. Like they want to narrow down the tight case.
The things you can.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much that metaphor tracks to something like this, because when you're dealing with the DA, and cops and stuff like that, there are certain elements of evidence that, the issue here is that the evidence is very much in dispute amongst Congress itself, right? And it is on strict party lines. So, this is, look, here's the thing. It's going to be a vote in the full House next week, and then it's going to go to the Senate. Because this is obviously the most important thing that we could possibly be talking about, the removal of an elected head of state, the Senate's still going to take Christmas off, because never change Senate, never change. Honestly, there's an amazing article on Politico right now about how there's bipartisan support, that it's like, obviously this is so important, but we're all going to take Christmas off, right? Yeah, we're taking Christmas off.
Yeah, of course. Cool. That's more important, I guess, to them.
They're going to come back in January, and I guess 4 now sitting senators are going to have to come off the campaign trail in Iowa and New Hampshire with the caucus in early February, so they can be a part of this.
Right. I forgot that was a weird knock-on effect of this. I didn't even think about that many people are in the Senate who are running for the Democratic ticket.
Which is funny because theoretically the crime committed here is the president disrupting the 2020 primary as Congress, in the process of punishing him for such a crime, brings 4 candidates like 3 weeks away from the first all-important caucus.
Part of me is like, good, you need to go back home and do your job first, then go out and do your little extra job, your second job, which is you're trying to run for president. So I have no problem with it, but you're right. The irony's it's a tasty irony.
It's just a fun wrinkle. But yeah, and then he's going to be acquitted in the Senate, and he's going to raise his hands and say it's a total exoneration, and everyone's going to be upset, and we're just going to go into the angriest year in American history.
Yeah, it's going to be weird, but you're going to make it all fine, right? You're going to make it all better?
I don't know. I don't know.
In 10 years, he'll do a podcast about this.
Yeah, you need a little time to get the documentary together, but for real, like I am desperately in this mode. Not desperately. I'm in this mode right now where I am finding voices that I that won't drive me crazy during this. You're one of them. There's some BBC people I like. I'm trying to keep myself away from the fire and the furor.
Well,
well said. I'm trying to keep myself away from the hottest points of this thing so I don't get burned, and it's going to be tricky because part of me is
the one thing that you're going to see is, the House investigation was obviously run by the Democrats and was very favorable to the Democrats. It was choreographed to be as favorable as it could be to the Democratic argument. The Senate is run by Republicans and therefore will be slanted in the opposite direction. So be prepared.
Yeah, it's going to get nuts. So if it's going to get nuts, then Jury can be one of your voices of reason. So make sure you're always checking out his shows. This other thing is I find it cathartic to listen to this stuff about an era I don't live in. Because it's like, oh yeah, people were jacked then, they're jacked now. It gets just politics is jacked. For me, that's one of the benefits of Raise the Dead has been that, and didn't quite expect that.
There is my big final punch in the last episode of Raise the Dead is something that I had a hard time wrapping my head around, but. If you ever want to feel better about our modern political process, listen to Raise the Dead, because starting with this episode specifically and leading all through literally the final episode, and it is taking every strength I have in my body to not just blurt out the ending, my fun big ending to this project that I've worked so hard on.
Oh, wow.
I know, that's exciting, right, Brian?
You will feel better.
Yeah.
You will feel a lot better.
Okay. That's where I'm hoping. Also, it sounds like we got quite a fun twist coming, which is also exciting for a podcast of this nature. So stay tuned, everybody. Tuesday every week for the next, 5 weeks now? 4 weeks. 5 weeks? 4 weeks.
So this is the second episode, so 4 weeks, although I don't know. I don't know whether or not I'm going to take the Christmas and New Year's off. I feel like I might put it out on Christmas and New Year's just because that's when people need podcasts the most, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. It's that time of year. 'Tis the season, as they say.
This is when we need podcasts the most.
Justin R. Young, of course, the show. Anything else you want to mention before we cut out today?
Man. I don't know. My head has just been in this Raise the Dead stuff. But I will say this. Thank you for the launch. Frog Pants was such a huge part of it, including even seeing a lot of names that I haven't seen that were, giving me Frog Pants catchphrases or emojis and stuff on Twitter, which was super fun. So I will say this. Let me just reset it real quick. If what you know of me is, foul-mouthed, loud guy, I'm a little less loud, and the podcast, except for one episode in which I warn you, because it contains a lot of Lyndon B. Johnson quotes.
Oh, sweet.
Is clean.
Sure.
So you do not have to worry about that. You can listen to it, and I would encourage, and this is what I would love. I know that you guys have a large audience with large family audience. I would love to hear people listening to it with their kids, because I mean, certainly high school and up, this is the kind of stuff that they would be learning now anyway. And I realized as I was making this project that a lot of this came from my love of my high school social studies and history teachers. So I would be curious to hear if people are listening to it or sharing it with their kids.
That's cool. Cool aspect of this. I hadn't really considered.
That's smart. Yeah.
I bet I should recommend this to my daughter. She'd love this. I don't know why I haven't. I should do it. I'll do it today. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, and we are available everywhere. At least as far as I know, we are available everywhere, because most podcast apps just scrape from iTunes and we're up on iTunes. But we are definitely up on. I know there's a lot of Stitcher hate in the chat, but for whatever reason, some people like Stitcher. It's up on Stitcher. It's up everywhere that you would listen. So go ahead and do
I love how Stitcher takes money from podcasters. That's my favorite part of their business model. Oh, and how they compress everything down to a really shitty sounding show. That's the other thing I really enjoy. Anyway, you should go listen to that so you can hear what commercials they've tacked onto your shows and how bad it sounds. You should, and then let me know how Stitcher's treating your content.
Look, I'm just trying to peddle my wares.
I gotcha.
Exactly. Just got to make it available everywhere for the people who do like that sort of thing.
I'm here on a religious mission to get this out to whoever wants to listen to it.
Well, praise Jerbus. It's all happening. Justin R. Young.
Actually, wait, hold on. Wait, one thing before I go, because people have been asking me about this. Were you aware that John F. Kennedy was commonly referred to as Jack?
Yeah. Yes. Jack Kennedy. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot of people were not. That is a large thing that I am getting.
Oh, really?
Is that like among the history tidbits that you are giving me, the one that I'm most ashamed to admit is that I was unaware that John F. Kennedy's nickname was Jack. So if you are listening to this right now and you did not know that, then go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, because I'm curious what the age dividing line is on people who were not aware.
I think you've just struck gold as to how's our public education system working out, is what you found, because I've known this since I was a kid. He was always called Jack. It was like his little, I mean, I never understood why Jack and John are interchangeable. I still don't know that.
Me either. That seems like taking two prime domains.
Right.
Like Robert and Bob totally makes sense.
Yeah, because you got the Bob in there, the Rob Bobber.
Yeah.
William and Bill? Sure, I can get that.
Yeah.
Because an R just kind of looks like a drunk B anyway.
Yeah. But that's like people saying, I didn't know Richard Nixon was called Dick Nixon. That's kind of the same. Like, yeah.
Well,
Dick.
no. Because Richards are still Dicks in 2019.
That's for
I don't know
sure.
how many Johns are Jacks.
Or Jacks. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know too many. Well, I know one Richard, my brother-in-law Richard.
You don't know Jacks? Please say you don't know Jacks.
I don't know Jacks. I know a lot of Jacks. I know some Richards, and none of the Richards I know ever go by Dick. So I don't know what's happened in 2019.
If I were named John, if I were John Young, I would have just tried out Jack. I didn't know that was like an avenue I could take. I would just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna be Jack. I'm gonna try out Jack for a little bit, then I'll be John for a little bit. We'll find.
Yeah, it's weird. Johns are all still Jacks, but not all Jacks are Johns. Oh man, now we're in prostitution rings. All right, hey, Justin R. Young, have a fantastic day. We'll see you soon. Whoa. You started to say "see you" really loud, and then
well done. Way to cut him off yet again.
Maybe he was yelling "see ya," and it was
maybe
the singer. He was really into her.
He was he just saw her at a Walmart. See ya.
Thanks for the turkey. That's all we got. Oh, I was going to ask her about the Warren stuff. We'll do it next week, but she's getting raked over the coals for consulting stuff, and it's just so weird to me.
Well, the whole Blue New Deal thing that she's talking about, cars powered by algae and that sort of thing.
Yeah, she's a little excited. Let's put it that way. I get somebody mad at me who says that I shouldn't be, his words, not mine, I shouldn't be pimping Mayor Pete, and had all these reasons. Yeah, you know what the bottom line is? If I come on here and go, someone says to me, hey, well, if everyone running, who would get your vote? And I said, well, my answer is always a qualified. If it was a bag of poo on my porch, it'd get my vote over who's in there now. But if you're saying who can I pull from these Democrats, I would probably pull Pete. And then that's my opinion right now. I like that guy enough to say that he's probably of the range of dudes and ladies running, probably the one I would vote for. That should be okay with people, because I'm just sharing with you a thought and an opinion. You don't need to send me a 9-mile tirade about how busted that opinion is. Just
exactly, it's an opinion. It's not a wrong. It can't be wrong because it's an opinion. You can't say no. Your opinion's wrong.
Right.
That's
and
not how you feel.
I realize the time we live in is a weird time, but just
edge.
Let's. I mean, part of me wants to vote for him because the name is funny to listen to and dumb people say it. So I'm going to play it right now for you. Here, enjoy this.
Boot edge.
Oh, this is interesting. Right next to this boot edge, I have another file that says Edge of the Cliff that is exactly the same amount of kilobytes. Let's see what it is. Okay. Same kilobytes, file right next to it with Edge in it.
All right.
Let's go out to the edge of the cliff.
Okay, that's all that was.
Huh, all right.
Not nearly as exciting as I had hoped it was.
No, that's why. What made you decide to save that clip? Like what?
I don't know.
What use did you think that would come to later on?
I think I just use it like as my little second because you know how. So I do like these.
I sure.
Or whoops, like this. The
Millions
long one,
of women like.
but then the short one.
I surely am not unfond of you, Peggy.
You're like that, and then so this was a short one, I think.
Let's go out to the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, I think that's all that is. I don't know. I do weird things here on this show.
I like it. You know,
can't really explain
sure.
it. Hey, that's it for the show. Speaking of shows, we're done. And a reminder that there is no show, and I mean that when I say there's no TMS without your support at patreon.com/TMS. And if you're sick of me talking about it, well, that's just because not enough people have gone over there to do it.
That's right.
So head on over there and support us today at patreon.com/TMS. Check out the rad physical and digital rewards that could be yours if you but only support us there. And a reminder that as part of that, on the 27th this month, we'll be doing a patron play date, playing You Don't Know Jack games, Jackbox games with our listeners and patrons that day for 3 hours. Very excited.
Yes, so fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. Brian, do you have anything else? We good?
I got nothing else. I can't think of anything else.
Well, you
got a
guys-
dentist appointment in about an hour and 15 minutes that I'm just super excited about.
Man,
But,
just a cleaning? What do you got going on?
just a cleaning. Yeah.
No fillings or any. Hopefully not.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully none.
Hopefully
Yeah,
that
no.
one tooth, that weird tooth thing you have that took and it's good and you're solid there.
Yes, the replacement filling that they put in so far has been good and solid and easy and happy.
Like a good poo. Well, that's fantastic. Let us know. I mean, tomorrow if something goes south, I'm sure you'll let us know. But for now, play me a song.
How about a song? This one goes out to Yvang in the chat room. Real name, Troy in the real world. Hello, Scott, Brian, and fellow Tadpooligans. Hope everyone has a happy and healthy holiday season. I'm also hoping for a cover song for my birthday. On a previous episode of TMS, I was introduced to the band Brass Against, and I've since found my new favorite cover song. It's a cover of the Audioslave song Gasoline by Brass Against, featuring Amanda Brown. Can you play this song for my birthday, pretty please, with a sugar-free treat on top? My birthday falls on a Sunday, so any time around December 15th would be great. And can we get an out-of-context Wendy clip? Thanks for all the laughs. Signed, Troy.
Absolutely.
Yvang in the chat.
In the chat. In the chat. We can absolutely do an out-of-context Wendy thing. Here we go. Let's try this one. Here we go.
You don't want to know that she farts.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's true. Totally true.
Yeah.
All right. So Brass Against in 2018 released the single Gasoline featuring Amanda Brown, a cover of the song by Audioslave. We're playing it for you right now. Here's Brass Against in Gasoline.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Good afternoon. Good day. Hello. How are you?
I don't remember what that was for.
That's how Third Eagle begins every rosary praying live stream.
That's right.
Just